I think I'm really attached to the subject partly because of my own interest. Anyway, I'm also on the board of a non-profit in Bombay, Point of View, which looks at the viewpoints of women through different media, gender issues actually, which is about 22 years old now, and also in film. So this very wonderfully combines both my interests. And because I've been fortunate enough to work with the Berlin Film Festival, this is my 22nd year working with them, pre-selecting films from 6 countries in South Asia. So that's more my field of work and my choice. So I'm more comfortable talking about that. And there are my colleagues who will talk about other aspects of the issue. I just wanted to say that, of course, there are a lot of very senior. Can you hear me at the back? Please let me know if I talk quickly. I'm told I talk too fast. So if you can't follow or I'm going too quickly, just give me a yell, okay? There are a lot of senior directors, filmmakers, very eminent ones. So Satyajit Ray, Ritik Ghatak, there's Mrinal Sen, there's Tariq Masood. So I'm not really, I would like to acknowledge their very, very vital contribution to the film landscape. But what I would like to do in this talk is really more to look at their legacy and how women are addressing that. So it's not that I mean any disrespect, but I'd rather focus on women filmmakers one might not know a lot about, or one might not have seen their work, and really it's meant to make us more familiar with that. So that's the intention. And also, so new trends in feminist films from South Asia. I wanted to start off with an anecdote of Farah Khan. Does everyone know who Farah Khan is? Yes! So she's like this really full-on masala Bollywood filmmaker, and somebody whom I think is terribly precious to our film landscape. To my mind, she's the most woman filmmaker in the world in terms of mainstream cinema, right? I could be wrong because there are no studies that I'm aware of on this specifically, but through my work I've specifically been interested in, are there women filmmakers in other cultures, in Hollywood, in France, in Germany, in Japan, wherever, where a woman filmmaker is at the top of her game, of the main industry, making big box office films, making lots of money, so much money that all the other producers and top stars like Shah Rukh Khan want to work in her next film. And it's very difficult to find someone like that, even in Hollywood. So you have someone like Catherine Bigelow, for example, who makes a lot of fairly strong action films. There was Zero Dark 30, she made The Widowmaker, K9, etc. earlier. But her work, so she's won an Oscar, but she's not making box office films that are hugely successful one after the other, right? So I think there's a real talent and there's a real skill in being able to do that. So I'm going to actually start my lecture by establishing a quick context on important, successful women filmmakers in the region, just to establish a context, and then I get into specific issues. I want to share an anecdote about Farah Khan. So she's making this film called Om Shanti Om. Have people seen Om Shanti Om? Anyone? Very nice. So of course it's a very, very, very masala film, lots of song and dance, lots of fun, and lots of very clever and intelligent self-mocking of the Bollywood industry, which really makes it in some ways sophisticated to me.
Range of South Asian films dealing with feminist issues. We have been, I would say, deeply enriched. We do have 2 other presenters in this panel, in this session, and they are coming with very different, I would say, insights. There is Mr. Åge Hoffart from Norway, and we have, since we are actually missing Professor Firdaus Azim, who was a part of this panel. Unfortunately, she can't be here, and we are very glad that Ms. Katrina Gross from Thailand, she has stepped in, and after Mr. Åge, actually Katrina will be focusing on women's film production and filmmaking in Thailand. So with these 2, I would say, shorter presentations, we will be wrapping up the session. So let's welcome Mr. Åge Hoffart. who will be presenting on Norwegian scenario of women's film production and participation. So, Mr. Avi.
What I'm going to talk about, my name is Åge Hoffart. This strange letter you see over there, the A, the ring on top, is actually an O in the Nordic countries. I have been working in different fields of the Norwegian film industry since 1980, 81. And I started my interest in film started when I first went to cinema. I must admit I've been a film buff since I was 7 years old. When I was 14, I was fortunate enough to get a job as a projectionist. And I was very happy to go around and see films made for people who were 18. That was really fun when you were 14. But it led me later to study film science in Stockholm, and then I started working in distribution. And I've been distributing around 1,000 films in Norway. From small art house films up to big American films. I worked with Warner Brothers and MGM and other companies. But today I want to talk about a little bit about gender equality in the Nordic system and how we can transform that quite good equality into film business. So let me first start by showing you Norway, or how EU looked at Norway a few years ago. If you look at the coin to the left there, I mean, maybe you could just take off the lights here because it's easier to see that than to see me. Or when they first made the first euro coin, they actually forgot our country. Bangladesh or Dhaka is situated in the southeast, while Norway is in the very northwest, or 11, but east means that it's a little bit east of England and UK and so on. But the main differences between those two countries are actually the number of people. Because if you look at the size of the country,
public still wants. And as someone in that key role, I would have expected a little bit more support in other departments, instead of encouraging something that, in my opinion, doesn't really help build society in a more positive manner. People still want to look younger, they still want to look fairer, they want to be more westernized, they want to be all these other things. So when you become a female in a key role, I feel like, hey, use that power in a more positive manner. And that's why when I stood up and I talked earlier, I do feel strongly that it's not about just females supporting each other, it's about mankind supporting one another. It doesn't matter what your gender is. It can be male, female, transgender, we're all human. And I think we need to sometimes stop the divisions and try to generalize things or stereotyping these things and then grouping them. Because in the end, we're one unit, we're human. And I think that's what's important and that's what's missing in this society today. And now, questions from everyone, please. Thank you.
Possibilities and opportunities for making women's film. So I want to add to this young lady's question that not only how to make films for entertaining and reaching out to people, either men or women. It is also the process of rethinking that how to make films which will not go against women and which will not always put us in this, voyeuristic position. And in order to happen that, we have to actually be very careful that who is looking at whom, and we should not and cannot put women only in a objectified to be looked at position. Maybe when we finish in a few minutes time, I will add a bit more. But I think we have a little bit more time, right? Can we take few more questions?
before 10 o'clock. I mean, at least we expect five minutes before at least to come here. So you don't need to start 9 o'clock, maybe 9:30 you can start from your hotel, so that you can reach at 10 o'clock. Anyway, today, before we ending, I mean, we have a declaration of the conference. Before the declaration, we have dedicated this conference this year for Pratiti Devi. An official write-up, something is going to be presented by Mufidul Haq, Executive Committee member of the Dhaka International Film Festival Committee. Mr. Mufidul Haq.
We all can be proud of what has been accomplished in the last 2 days, yesterday and today. And in the 6th Dhaka International Conference on Women in Cinema, it really shows that the Dhaka International Film Festival and Rainbow Film Society has traveled a long way along with you and with contribution from all of you from home and abroad. And the 6th event is really a very fruitful one, and I think the papers which was presented yesterday and today has enlarged our horizon, our understanding, and also pointed out the way we can move forward together, especially the women in filmmaking in all its aspects. It's really a great opportunity for everybody to get involved, to know each other, to learn from each other, and to share the experience. And this really will be a very strong boost to the young filmmakers in Bangladesh, especially the women who are now participating more and more as a film director, as a producer, and also as person behind the camera and with all aspects of filmmaking. And we are really hopeful that maybe in the next edition of the festival in 2021, when the nation will celebrate its 50th anniversary of its independence, you are all welcome to join the festival and also in the very special session of Women in Cinema. And I think we can have a more creative work from young women filmmakers of Bangladesh and also from the region and from the world. With I think we all can have satisfaction that we all contributed in this 2-day conference, and which will be reflected in the declaration that will be read out. And before that, I would like to read the dedication that we have discussed earlier in the session, that the 6th Dhaka International Conference on Women in Cinema, and I read out the text, dedication. The delegates, panelists and participants of the 6th Dhaka International Conference on Women in Cinema, held on 12-13 January 2020, as part of the 18th Dhaka International Film Festival, mourn the sad demise of Pratiti Devi, an important personality in the cultural domain of Bangladesh and twin sister of Hrithik Ghatak, the legendary filmmaker of India, Bengal. The twin brother and sister symbolize the partition of Bengal, a recurring theme of Hrithik Ghatak's film, as they got separated, with the brother settled in West Bengal and sister in Eastern Bengal. Pratiti Devi married Sanjeev Datta, son of Dhirendranath Datta, the nationalist politician, who was brutally murdered in March 1971 at the very onset of genocidal killings by the Pakistan army. Pratiti Devi never left the country and was an inspiration for generations to come. She breathed her last on 12 January 2020 at the age of 95. The 6th Dhaka International Conference on Women in Cinema is dedicated to the memory of Pratiti Devi. So this is the dedication the conference is making, and with that I would like to invite
thank the 18th Dhaka International Film Festival 2020 for giving women an exceptional, generous space for the 6th Dhaka International Conference on Women in Cinema. The conference notes that while many countries of the region have not reached the 50-50 gender balance behind the camera, in criticism, or in distribution, Women need to set goals. In these areas, 30% should be the goal. A further goal is to create or find sourcing of financing films by women and for women. Women need to reach out to festivals with markets to get distribution for their films, need to bring their perspective to storytelling, need to be more aware of issues, challenges, and celebrate the liberty of women in South Asia region, need to be aware of the imposter syndrome and allow fears to keep them from acting, need to support one another, for together they will move forward and divided they will fall, need to research and find finances for their films through grants, foundations, and private equity, need to create depictions of women going beyond issues of their entering the workspace or the objections of men, women that are not objects of desire or sexual objects. Women's voices need to be heard in front of the camera and behind the camera. Women must participate and be proactive